a little bit more at the natural expansion. But let's introduce our players first, Andre.
All right, in the top right-hand position as the red Zerg, it is Liquid Sheth spawning up here. In the bottom left-hand position as the blue Protoss, who is currently 1-0 up, it is Rootod. Rootod.
Rootod.
Or Root
Letod from France. Man, I went to the gym with Todd yesterday, and he was like, we were like trying to, you know, when you do bench presses and stuff, because it was a chest day, you try to push from your chest and try to focus on form. And
he was pushing from his back?
Yeah, no, he was pushing from his belly. He was like, yes, I don't have any muscles, so I'll just use my belly to push. And he's like, ugh. And he managed to actually do some pretty good reps. Todd's got a strong stomach,
he
man.
did like 500 pounds bench.
He's like,
Todd.
It's like, push with your chest, 135. Push from your belly, 445.
He's like, oh, what are you guys talking about?
Todd's great. He actually gave like 110% effort. I want to give him a shout out because he didn't go to the gym for 2 years before that.
That's awesome, man.
In the top right from Team Liquid, we have Sean Simon, also called Sheth, who's been just playing really solidly over the past couple months, being solid for Team Liquid and Team Leagues, showing up and still being a force, and generally being one of the top North Americans consistently. A lot of North Americans have their ups and downs. You know, everyone looked at Idra and some of the other players from North America and say, you know, the new guys are coming up, but Sheth's always in that discussion, and that's why we're happy to have him here. He's doing well in NASL as well, beating out Targa.
Targa, yeah, who just took out Lucifron.
Yes.
That's important.
So by transitive
he's
skill,
better than Lucifron.
Sheth can beat Lucifron,
yeah.
right? And that's why you want Beastie to beat Gonzi, right? Because you can beat Gonzi
exactly.
in a TBT.
I can't. Well, I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. You guys don't know. You have no concrete evidence to prove otherwise.
The map is Howling Peak. We were talking about how hard it is to kind of defend your natural because of how open it is. Think Xel'Naga Cavern-esque. It's just when you go down the ramp, there's so much area you have to wall off. That's why it's a little tricky for Todd to kind of Sim City. We were talking that you need 2 cannons at least and the Mothership Core to kind of make yourself safe against early speedling. And Sim City is also very tricky because you kind of use the geyser to help wall off, but you still need a little bit of room for the probes to get to the geyser. So
almost reminiscent of Shatter Temple, right? This
Shatter Temple, yeah.
This kind of
I still say more Xel'Naga Caverns because you have that big wide open on the side as well as the front.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And then you have the tasteless secret hallway.
All right. Do you like this third spot, by the way, from Sheth as opposed to the triangular third?
Yeah, I prefer this. This is a lot better, I think.
I always feel like it's just an avenue for Protoss to kind of go through destructible rocks, but I think it's okay as long as you work on this early rock tower.
Yeah, so it is, but when I expand over here, I'm like, oh my gosh, not only am I expanding towards my opponent, it makes it a lot more awkward, I think, for like Warp Prism play, because I can put a Warp Prism here and then warp to either sides, and then also like bring these units over here and vice versa, and think I can also Sentry Force Field out this ramp. There's just so many options, I feel like, for Protoss when they're in that position. But I'm sure it is a lot of
this is really neat preference. SimCity. It's because now Todd only has one little slot for a Zealot to block in case there's a massive run by. Look at this. Sheth has planted a Baneling nest.
Oh.
And we're gonna see a huge mix up here. Sheth's gonna go for a huge Baneling bust.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, this, as we were talking about, this is definitely a map where it's very, very difficult to take your natural. A lot of players would probably actually go gateway expands in this position just because of how hard it is to actually wall off correctly. You can see how much Todd has had to really invest into this because it's so difficult. And we might see Baneling explosions potentially really ruin Todd's day.
I think with the 2 cannons. Oh, Todd senses something. He's going to plant a 3rd cannon just in case. The Mothership Core has arrived, but it's still 50 energy from Purify. The Banelings are now done, Andre. And Sheth, does he have the speedlings to back it up? Yes, the more speedlings are reinforcing, going straight into it, but the Zealot is blocking. The Banelings will go straight onto 1 cannon. The 2nd cannon does not take almost any damage whatsoever. This is great SimCity from Todd.
Absolutely, and he's taking out the pylon to hopefully depower that, and he will. Oh my god, the cannon is now very vulnerable, and it looks like Todd is in a lot of trouble. This 1 cannon on the bottom is going to be under attack, but he needs to concentrate, and the other cannon, nicely done, puts up this pylon to actually block off. This is, I think, going to keep Todd alive.
Yes, the 2 cannons are too choked inside themselves.
Nice.
And now
Wow.
Sheth can't really do much. And the Mothership will have enough energy for Purify very soon.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sim City at its best. This
Very
is
well
how you defend against Zergling all-ins. And Sheth was
This is
thwarted
how you
pretty
jail
badly.
a
Oh my
sentry.
gosh.
You
But you know what? That sentry being there is perfect. You don't want it on the outside because all of a sudden it can die to a Baneling explosion. And look at this. Purify is now up.
Todd's gonna
And what
move
is
it
this
out.
Baneling attack really going to
Oh,
do?
one shot of Baneling. Let's see how many
Goodbye.
kills the Mothership will be able to get, as these Banelings are not going to be doing anything. Sheth's attack's getting less and less effective. Although Todd, I mean, he keeps losing power on these buildings, but I think he'll take that for what kind of trades he's getting. Sheth finally starting to drone up. And this is a very good defense overall.
It was a very good defense. It really puts Todd pretty far ahead. Income tab showing 26 to 25. Let's look at that chrono boost. It's definitely going to help out as well. So no third base means Sheth is behind, but there's a lot of tricky ways that you can get back into this game. And let's see if Sheth actually utilized that. He hasn't actually gone for a lair or anything. I think a lair in this position would be really nice to actually follow up with a spine crawler rush. I know a lot of people have had a lot of trouble with spine crawler plus, what is that unit? Swarm host. Swarm hosts. They're really, really good at actually, you know, whittling down some cannons.
Spine crawlers with Swarm Host.
And then you push up the spine crawler.
And then one Tempest kills them all.
Oh.
Although Tempests, they actually are a lot better now. They have the massive damage boost.
Yes.
It helps. You'd be surprised how much it helps to double your damage against massive. So
That's exactly. It's like, hey, Colossus, you have thermal lance. LOL. Actually, you don't have the increased range. But
I want to see Tempest using PvP. Me and Rotterdam had a challenge. Who can win with Tempest in PvP?
oh, by the way,
Neither of us won a game.
I won a game, but it was against like someone a lot less skilled than me, so I didn't count it.
Andre, there's a lot of people less skilled than you. To be fair, man.
Yeah,
Like that's
that's true.
you know, that's like.
But you guys promised free lunch, and I wouldn't. Feel
Yeah, but that's like when Clutch promises to, like, he's like, yeah, I want to dance off, but the guy was a lot worse dancer.
Well,
He's like,
that's all.
Clutch, you're like one of the sickest dancers around.
That's
so.
also like saying Clutch, or Clutch was like, oh, I'm gonna be at NASL Studio one day.
Yeah. It's like, well, Clutch.
Yo,
I
where
mean,
are you, bro?
Yeah.
Where are you?
I don't even understand.
You're nowhere.
That's neither here nor there, guys. Let's see what Todd is up to, says Sheth. He sends an Overlord straight into the main, but he sees a bunch of sentries and doesn't see the Robo. No, he sees a glimmer of a Chrono Boost, but Todd's been hiding this very well. From here, Sheth is going straight into Hydras, Andre. Just straight into Hydras. Like, pure Hydras. Nothing else, just Hydras. What do you think about
It
that?
works for Bly.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, can you imagine how sick Bly is going to be?
Oh my God,
and
Bly
so
just
hard
got
to
the
swarm?
biggest buff ever.
Yeah, Hydras are going to be
Heart
awesome.
of the Bly, that's what it's gonna be.
No. Bly's going to be doing so sick.
I think so.
I think it's going to be really cool, though. And I think Hydras do have their legitimacy with Swarm Host. I think a lot of people kind of underestimate that because with Swarm Host, you can kind of keep pushing, and if they ever try to get too close to, you know, like say if they blink or try to snipe stuff, you have Hydras, especially if they have any kind of anti-air. Or if they have any air, you could use the Hydras as anti-air.
Get some Vipers in there too.
Yeah, why
I
not?
love Vipers.
But we'll see how things go. For now, Sheth is just focusing on pure Hydra production, not even droning up to 60, staying on 45. Todd is going to be really defensive, doesn't really feel comfortable to push out yet, and for good reason too, because he's got an observer scouting everything. He's got two observers, in fact. These observers have separation anxiety. They're just sticking really close to each other.
I don't know where they
Observers stick together, man.
are. Oh, there they are.
Observers means family.
Observer
and
does mean
family always stick together.
Yes, they do. 25 supply advantage right now for Liquid Sheth. He's going to go ahead and try to do a little bit of damage here. 30 Zerglings are underway as well. Let's see if he can actually do something.
Oh, the Mothership Core is very close to the Hydras.
Oh,
Whoa, no,
Goodbye,
Todd.
Mothership Core.
Big mistap there, especially since the Purifier range is significant. Let's see how Todd fares against this. He does have his first Immortal that's out in the field. He has another one coming out. Does trap some of those Hydras. Sheth going for more aggression. Zerglings still in production. Aspire's also on the way. And now Sheth has been able to bust the gate. +2 is not done. Sheth might be able to kill it before it even finishes. And that's going to be a pretty huge boost. Blink did finish, though, and that's going to give him a lot more utility with these Stalkers against the Hydralisk, and he's force fielding pretty well to keep them at bay.
Oh, look at that. And
Very nice.
He saves the upgrade, so job well done by Todd. big advantage for him yet again. Remember, this is kind of a weaker all-in by Sheth, just because of the early game stages. I mean, really, he didn't do nearly as much damage as he needed to do to really say it was a worthwhile attack. But from here, Todd looks like he's going to do a big counter attack, and this might be a problem.
Our mics are off. Our mics are off. Our mics are back on. Are they back on? I don't know. Our mics are
all
off.
right.
Can anyone hear us? I can't hear Andre, if that's what you're saying. I'm going to keep casting as if people can still hear us. Oh. Can they still hear us? All right. So what we just witnessed was Todd pushing out aggressively. He doesn't have enough energy for a recall, Andre, but that was a really good hold. And like you said, it was a lot weaker because Sheth was going for a huge Hydra Ling attack. Now Sheth has has Mutalisks, but he doesn't really have that many.
But you know what? Those Zerglings will tank quite a bit. Oh, if he doesn't actually run into a lot of Blink Stalkers, unfortunate for him. But those Zerglings tank a ton, and with no sentries really out in the field, there are a couple, but not really that much. It's going to be very difficult for Todd to do something. That's why he's actually prioritizing these sentries before actually killing the Stalkers. And also, he doesn't have enough. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Zealot's being warped into the third base over here, and this will spell a little bit of trouble for Sheth, but he should be able to clean it up pretty soon here. Muta, Zergling, very, very mobile.
All right, Todd's going to harass the third as well. Sheth pulling back, just staying on Mutaling, but again, his economy is very poor. Todd hasn't exactly motion take a third base either, so he's going to really commit to this two-base push. He does have recall in case things ever get too hot for him to handle. But I mean, with this kind of position, you can really force field off the third and prevent yourself from ever getting surrounded. That was a very nice spot. Also sending Zealots to the third. Zerglings are coming in. Todd's just going to dive the hatchery and recall.
Yep,
very nice play.
Beautifully done. There's a couple of seconds where you actually are a little bit vulnerable, but it's not going to even matter. Todd being absolutely beautiful with his army, and he has a massive advantage economically. And think that whole time, he knew he was going to recall. He just dove that tower, or not. He dove that hatchery.
Wrong game,
Wrong game, Andre. He dove that hatchery, and then directly after that, I mean, he knew he was going to be fine. He just probed up behind that. So look, 53 to 40.
So what you're saying is that he dived the tower and then used the town portal scroll to
exactly,
get back. Yes.
Man. But it wasn't just an ordinary town portal scroll. It was like Keeper of the Forest town portal. Like that was, well, that's actually the same amount of time. But still, it was really fast.
It was really quick, and now Todd can play defense. Huge Zergling attack to try to swarm the units, but Todd's got very good positioning. He doesn't have Purify on his Mothership Core, but he may not need it. He does have Blink, and he does have +2 weapons. Sheth is running out of options. He hasn't really tried to retake his base, and at this point, he's just sitting duck. He's trying to find openings and make them with Mutalisks, but I guess the big silver lining in the cloud is that he does see that his opponent hasn't gotten to third base, so he knows Todd's been on 2 bases the entire time.
Dark Templars, though, and there's 4 here, Frodan. Do you know how many you need to kill a lair before?
5?
Yeah, you need
4
5.
an Overseer finish. I told you that. Don't try to play it off like you're trying to tell.
No, I knew it all. I knew it all. This isn't spelling good. He's actually going to attack all at the same time. That's really cute.
Sheth's going to wish he had recall to deal with these High Templars, but
gosh.
This is going to be so devastating because Sheth can now hit the mineral line. He also has a lot of tech he can kill, and Sheth doesn't have anything really in position. GG.
So smart. GG.
Very well. Good tactics from Todd. And just like that, the best of 3 goes to Letold from Root Gaming.
Yeah.
Root for Root.
Root for Root. Congratulations, Todd. You're going to earn yourself $100.